Good evening. Welcome to the July 1st Clifton Park Town Board meeting. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Pat, if you'll call the roll.
Councilman Whalen.
Here.
Councilman Standard. Here. Councilman Romano.
Here.
Councilman Walowitz. Here. Supervisor Barrett.
Here, entertain a motion to approve Town Board meeting minutes of June 17th.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Romano, second by Ms. Walowitz. Discussion.
Councilman Whalen.
Yes.
Councilman Standard. Councilman Romano.
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz. Yes. Supervisor Barrett.
Yes, communications and announcements. First up, I'd like to talk, and maybe Mrs. Standard can talk a little bit about this. The Highway Department installed some new flashing beacon pedestrian activated signs at strategic locations, various crosswalks in town. We're not done yet, but we just had 3 new ones installed. So, Mrs. Standard, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, thank you. We are kind of in phase 2 of our pedestrian safety improvement plan. Phase 1, we started installing high visibility strips on our intersections to make pedestrian crossing a little bit safer and vehicles to see those signs when you're coming to the intersection. So phase 2, we, with the help of the Highway Department, and thank you, Dan, both for your help, Dan's crew and we got out there and, well, I watched, but we installed some rectangular rapid flashing beacons at 3 locations. The ones that were installed last week were on Bishop Ferry Road and Plaid Place, a very popular crossing crosswalk there. Also, on 146A near Stratford Lane, we have a lot of pedestrians coming from Sherwood Forest and Dawson Lane. The folks that live there sure do appreciate that. We also installed one on Ushers Road at the intersection of Crown Point and Knollwood. There's a really great multi-purpose trail on either side of Ushers Road there, and this just makes it so much more safer to cross Ushers Road. We do have 3 existing prior to the 3 that we just installed, and we just approved the purchase of 3 more. So phase 3 will be coming soon, I hope, when the Highway Department is ready to go and the signs are in and the holes are dug. We will get those up. But we're always looking for ways to improve the pedestrian crossings in town, and there's a lot of good things that Dan has helped with, and also John Scavo and the Highway Safety Committee has helped us with. So, yeah, really, we've gotten some good feedback too.
Oh yeah. No, they're very popular wherever they're placed. We try to get as much word out as possible about these crossing signs because they are pedestrian activated. And people don't, when they're new, people don't always see that they are pedestrian activated. They look very similar to the signs that we installed a few years ago with nice fluorescent bright colors to alert motorists that this is a crosswalk. But in this case, it is different because there's little bars on either side of the road and the flashing beacons, and they alternate. So when you're a motorist approaching a crosswalk where these beacons are flashing, it grabs your attention. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Even during the middle of a sunny day, I mean, they grab your attention. They're impossible to miss. Just letting people know that they are pedestrian activated, you do have to push the button, and they work great. So they're not to be used at intersections that are signalized. So they wouldn't. That's just the standards that are established for this type of signage. Every type of signage has established standards and where and in what applications these signs are supposed to be used, whether it's a stop sign, a yield sign, or a flashing beacon sign at a crosswalk. So in this particular case, they're not to be used at signalized intersections. So they are to be used at midpoints between intersections, and that's why you see them at the crosswalk on Bishop Ferry Road at the Commons. The crosswalk a little further down on Bishop Ferry Road by Platt Place, Dawson Lane in Stratford, up on that area on 146A, along Usher's Road near Van Wyck. So these are midpoints between intersections in a given area. So that's an important point to keep in mind. But yeah, so the response has been tremendous, and you know, I think it's important that we continue to install these signs throughout the town.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, Mr. Supervisor, one of the best features of these RRFBs is, as the supervisor said, it's push button activated. So they're not constantly blinking. We do have some constantly blinking signs, particularly over on Clifton Park Center Road at the school crossing. Eventually drivers become blind to those lights that are constantly 24 hours a day blinking. They forget to slow down. So these rapid flashing beacons, what they do is once that button is pressed, these very bright lights start flashing, and it's almost impossible for a driver to not see it. I mean, if they were not looking at the road, perhaps, but they are quite visible, and they really do increase safety for pedestrians. So, looking forward to getting more installed.
Yeah, and especially at points during the day that might be more dangerous than others, like dusk. You know, a perfect example. You know, where visibility isn't the greatest all the time, and when you can really see these lights at dusk or that time of the day. So it's just another important way to provide additional safety for pedestrians. So we'll continue to roll those out and get as much information as we can out there. We recently had a great event. It was a county event, actually, and just want to congratulate Chairman of the Board of Supervisors, Kevin Tollison, supervisor from the town of Half Moon, all of my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors, and county staff. We had about 1,900 seniors all throughout Saratoga County attend the Year of the Senior Day, and it was a great event. It was at the Canfield Casino. There were many things to do. It had kind of a carnival theme. And the response from the 100+ seniors from Clifton Park that attended was universally positive, as well as many comments we received from seniors throughout the county. So I just want to congratulate everybody on a great event. And the reason for the event was to thank and celebrate what the seniors have meant for our communities, our county, our state, and our country, and thank them for their years of service to our communities. And it was just a really nice event. The weather was beautiful. It was just fantastic from start to finish. So I do want to thank the Clifton Park folks that also volunteered. Sana Syed. Stand up, Sana. You should wave. Yeah. Sana's working with us this summer, so she was scooping ice cream for a couple hours and doing various other things, along with Megan and Claudia. So we want to thank them. My son Brandon, we put him to good work all day, so he had a very full day. So it was nice to also have a group of volunteers from Clifton Park helping along the way during the day. So I do want to thank all the volunteers, and just relay to the town board and everybody here what a nice event it was. And perhaps we'll do it again, I'm not sure. It's on a year-to-year basis, but I certainly hope we do. Coming up Thursday, it's going to be a nice warm day for July 4th, I hope. And I know everybody loves it when I say it's going to be a nice warm day. Because I love, the hotter the better as far as I'm concerned. So if it's 102, I'm happy. But it's only going to be like 90, so nothing too great. But it's going to be a full day. Parade's going to kick off at noon. This year we have something new called the Freedom Mile. We've been working with Kristen Hislop and her folks, and so if you want to get a quick run in before the parade, You can sign up. We have information here at the Park and Rec's office. There is a fee to join the race, but all proceeds are going to St. Peter's ALS Center. So all money is going to a good cause. And as an additional way to add something fun, the run will occur at 11:30 and will follow the parade route. So if you want to walk or run, if you start at 11:30, you'll be done in plenty of time before the parade starts plowing through. So come out and be a part of that as well if you can. We have a couple of bands, Cersei and California Transit Authority, who was here a couple of years, maybe a few years ago now. That's a band that was started by Danny Seraphin, who's from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that's very rare. You get a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer to play little old Clifton Park or another small town in upstate New York. So we're very pleased to have him here. And he was a co-founder of the band Chicago. So you think of the #1 hits that he's played on and the top albums that he's played on through the years. Truly a legendary musician. And we're very fortunate to have them. And we want to thank our sponsor, Prestige Services, who covers the expense of the band and their travel and everything else. Their price tag is just a little bit higher than what we're used to paying for entertainment with the local bands. And so it's nice to have a sponsor that's picking up the total cost of that band. Also, if you have been on the Common, you've seen a brand new sign, electronic sign that was just turned on. I think it was Friday. It was just turned on, and that's the sign that we've been talking about. That will be meant to identify young people in our community that are doing great things. Girl Scouts that are doing tremendous things, Eagle Scouts. The valedictorian of the class, Emily Wang, who's a great young lady who's going to MIT. Championship teams. We don't have one place in town that lists all of the championship teams from Shanghai, and there's a lot of them. It'd be very difficult to do on a static sign, so having an electronic sign and having those teams scrolling consistently will be a nice way to do that and solve that issue that's been out there for many years. But it'll be just to identify great works by young folks in our town, whether it's sports related or anything else. And we think that's a nice way to let some of these young men and women know that we appreciate what they're doing, and certainly know and notice the great works that are being done in our community every day. And along those lines, we do have a young lady with us that we can feature on that sign. How about that, huh? Her name is Emily Strife, and we have a resolution that we're going to talk about in honor of Emily Strife and Julia Montesano. So, Pat, if you could read the resolution, please.
This is resolution number 167 of 2019, a resolution recognizing Julia Montesano and Emily Strife on the completion of their Silver Award project as Girl Scout cadets. Whereas the people of the town of Clifton Park take immense pride in the accomplishments of residents and recognize the valuable contributions of the Girl Scouts of America to our community and to our nation, and whereas the Silver Award, the highest award a Girl Scout cadet can earn, demonstrates that cadet is a leader who is organized, determined, and dedicated to improving their community, and whereas earning the Girl Scout Silver Award puts the recipient among an exceptional group of girls who have used their knowledge and leadership skills to make a difference in the world, and whereas Emily Strife and Julia Montesano have proven themselves to be outstanding members of the Girl Scouts of America, and whereas before beginning their Silver Award project, Julia and Emily completed the cadet journey, which included a Take Action project in order to learn how to develop, plan, and implement their Silver Award project. And whereas Julia Montesano, with her fellow scout Emily Strife, chose to develop a fairy and gnome house scavenger hunt at Hayes Nature Park to encourage residents of all ages to get out and explore the parks and trails in their community. And whereas Julia and Emily worked on the fairy and gnome house scavenger hunt for 2 years, creating the houses and brochures themselves. And whereas this Silver Award project shows that exploring Clifton Park's wide array of amazing parks, trails, and open spaces can be both fun and interesting, and whereas both Julia Montesano's and Emily Strife's dedication to the Girl Scout Promise while using their time and energy to serve their community will prepare them for meaningful, productive roles in society. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board congratulates Emily Strife and Julia Montesano on the completion of their Silver Award project and thanks them on behalf of the people of Clifton Park for their service to the community.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the resolution with a second by the entire board. Okay, Pat?
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Stendhal?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walway? Supervisor Barrett?
Yes, and like I said, Emily's here, so Emily, if you could come right up to the podium, please. Unfortunately, Julia couldn't be here, but we did get to speak to Julia on Saturday and take a walk through the beautiful Hayes Nature Park and see your project firsthand. You can move that down a little bit, dear. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your project and how you came about deciding that was what your project would be for your Silver Award.
Well, sorry. 2 years ago, we had finished our journey, which is the Take Action Project, and we had to decide on what we were going to do for our Silver Awards. So I believe 3 years ago, my mom and I one day decided to go take a walk on a local trail, and we were walking through and we found these fairy and gnome houses, and when we were deciding what we wanted to do for our Silver Award projects, what we decided to do was we didn't want to copy their idea, but we wanted to create something of our own and add some like fun and like scavenger hunt type deal, which it is. So we wanted to do that because this was going to like help kids get out and about in their communities, because many people know that kids do like their electronics, but they don't realize in their community there are so many great places where you can take a walk or ride your bike or have fun. And we wanted to encourage kids to get outside and show them that you never know what you might see on a local trail. And it's just a lot of fun, and thank you for all who could make it to coming. And we just had tons of fun doing it. And, well, yeah, thank you.
So when you walk through the Hayes Nature Park, you see all of these wonderful things. Now, you made all that yourself, right?
Julie and I did together, yes.
Yeah.
I think it took a total of 8 hours, not including getting the supplies to create them. We did it over February break, so
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun though, like just creating the houses. So we had a great time.
Yeah, so when you walk through the Hayes Nature Park, you have to keep your eyes peeled as you're walking through. But you know, at the foot of a tree, you might see a little house painted with decorations. You might see a gnome peeking up behind a branch. You never know what you're going to see. But it's such a beautiful park, and you know, we're so fortunate to have people like you and Julia that take the time to make it more fun, interesting, and attractive for people to go to these places.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a great honor working there, and we had so much fun. While this project was a lot of hard work, it was worth all the hard work to see it done, and it was just a lot of fun doing it overall. So
So tell us what's next in your scouting career. What's the next step?
Well, there are 3 different awards that a Girl Scout can earn. Bronze Award, Silver Award, and your Gold Award. So I have already completed my bronze, and as well as Julia. And hopefully, once we submit our paperwork to council, we will get our Silver Award. And once we're done with our Silver Award, we have to do a journey, which is like badges and like activities that we have to do before we can start working on our Gold Award, which is why our Silver Award is so important, because it's the step before the Gold Award, which is equal to the Boy Scout Eagle Award. And the Gold Award is done all by yourself, and it's 80 hours, while your Silver Award is only 50.
Wow.
And it is a great deal more great deal harder, but it is worth it, and it is very important, and it is the highest award a Girl Scout can earn. So I hope to one day earn that award, and for now we're gonna do some camping with our troop, and we're gonna do a journey, and then we're gonna start work on our gold award.
Nice. Hey, are you gonna? So, tell us about Julia. You're good friends, right?
Yes, I've been friends with Julia. Hold on, I have to think about this for a second. For 7 years. She did not join us when she was a Daisy. She joined us her first year of Brownies.
Yeah.
But we've been very good friends for 7 years. She and I have gotten to know each other through Girl Scouts, and once we hit middle school, she was in some of my classes because she and I go to the same middle school.
Oh, nice.
We were really excited to work with each other on this project because we both had a very similar idea of what we wanted to work on this project with, and we both have very different creativity for our different houses. While they may look similar, it was just a lot of fun working with her. We shared a lot of laughs, especially during the design process. Let's just say I got a lot of paint in my hair. But she was awesome, and I loved working with her, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. She just really worked hard, and I'm sad she couldn't be here today, but she wasn't feeling good, so.
Yeah, she is a hard worker just like you.
Yeah,
so.
she works very hard.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what more to say. I mean, you are a wonderful spokesman.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean. Oh, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 14.
14. 14. Yes.
Amazing.
Well, you're a hard-working
She really.
spokeswoman.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
spokesperson. How's that?
Yes.
Spokesperson. All right. Good.
Wow.
You're a good speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. So come right over here, Emily, and I'll.
Are you gonna? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got all kinds of stuff. So I know you said you wanted to take Emily's too. Because Julia's. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Emily. Because I know you're good friends. So we have proclamations and resolutions. So yes, if you could take that to her, and we'll invite you to our ribbon cutting for the new sign. So hopefully you can make it.
Yes,
It'll
thank
be
you.
we're looking at July 9th at 1:30. So if you can make it, and you'll see your name on the sign.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And if you can't make it, you can come back later and see
Yeah.
me. Yeah, those girls, you might have to wait a few minutes.
It's okay. Thank you.
So here you go. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much. And we'll be celebrating more achievements of yours in the future. I'm
Thank you
pretty
so
confident
much.
of that. So thank you. Yeah, she's very. No, she's just a joy to talk to. And Saturday, when she was explaining her project, I mean, just very, very confident and detailed. And yeah, she did a nice job. So sorry, Julie couldn't be here, but we do congratulate her as well. And glad we had the chance to do that Saturday. We do have some resolutions for consideration. Pat, if you could read through those, please.
A resolution ratifying a memorandum of agreement with the Civil Service Employees Association, Inc., Local 1000, AFL-CIO, representing Town of Clifton Park, General Unit of Saratoga County, Local 846, whereas the supervisor and members of the town board have met with representatives of Civil Service Employees Association, Inc., and the Town General Unit in contract negotiations over the fall, winter, and spring months in 2018 and 2019, and whereas an agreement has been reached in principle on an extension of the existing collective bargaining agreement covering the period from January 1, 2019 to December 31, 2021, and whereas the agreement has been memorialized in the attached memorandum of agreement signed by Supervisor Philip Barrett and representatives of the CSCA, FSSCME, Local 1000, AFL-CIO for the Clifton Park General Unit. Now therefore be resolved that the town board hereby ratifies the memorandum of agreement dated June 19th, 2019, with the Civil Service Employees Association unit representing Town of Clifton Park General Town Hall unit, a copy of which is annexed here 2 as Exhibit A, all provisions to be incorporated into a new contract as appropriate, and be it further resolved that the provisions in the previous contract not modified by this memorandum of agreement to remain the same. To remain. A resolution hiring additional water safety instructors for the Clifton Park Learn to Swim program. Whereas the town board wishes to hire water safety instructors to teach students in the Learn to Swim program held at Barney Road and Country Knolls Pool, and whereas the supervisor has recommended that the following individuals be hired as water safety instructors for the Clifton Park Swim program per the attached Schedule A. And now therefore be it resolved that the individuals in Schedule A shall be hired as water safety instructors for the Learn to Swim program for the 2019 pool season to be paid at the rates as stated. A resolution authorizing a change order number 1 and number 2 to contract number 1 with Bishop Beaudry for EIFS repairs to the exterior of Town Hall. Whereas by resolution number 78 of 2019, the town board authorized a contract with Bishop Beaudry Construction LLC Schenectady for renovations to the exterior of the Town Hall building. And whereas Bishop Beaudry has encountered subsurface conditions necessitating requested change orders to replace EIFS at the northwest section of the building below the attorney's offices, as well as below the upper roof section of the western and eastern sides of the building. And whereas Supervisor of Buildings and Grounds Daniel Clemens has reviewed the change order request and recommends approval based on unforeseen conditions in both locations, now therefore be resolved that the town board approves change order number 1 in the amount of $3,150, and be it further resolved that the town board approves change order number 2 in the amount of $10,400, and be it further resolved that the controller is authorized to charge $1,550 from that line is listed to offset costs associated with the change orders. A resolution authorizing personnel from the building department to attend the annual conference necessary to complete New York State requirements for code enforcement officers in 2019. Whereas conferences are designed to give their members the needed hours to complete the New York State 24 hours requirement for in-service education for all code enforcement officers per year in order to maintain their certification, and whereas the Procurement Policy 10 provides that requests to attend seminars or professional conferences involving overnight stays must be approved by the town board, and whereas the conferences provide the classes for the acquisition of needed credits by building department officials and involve overnight stays, and whereas attendance at these seminars would provide a benefit to the residents of the town and is necessary to maintain building officials' credentials, and whereas Director of Buildings and Zoning Stephen Myers recommends that Mark Kazmarak be approved for attendance at the New York State Board conference in building officers conference, I guess it is, in Liverpool, New York, that was held on April 2nd to the 4th, 2019. And whereas the town board wishes that that building officials attending these conferences, now therefore, I'm going to check on that one. Now therefore be it resolved that the building department is authorized to approve Mark Kazmarak's attendance at the New York State Building Officers Conference in Liverpool, New York on April 2nd to the 4th, 2019 at a total cost not to exceed $704 to be budgeted from training and conferences. A resolution accepting dedication of sewer systems from the Dwaskill Fen subdivision along a portion of Pierce Road. Whereas James McDonnell of Pierce Road Procedure Center LLC wishes to dedicate certain sanitary sewer improvements within the Dwaskill Fen subdivision along 711-717 Pierce Road to the Town of Clifton Park Sewer Department, and whereas the town board agrees to accept the dedication of sanitary sewer infrastructure at the location, as well as easements for access, title insurance, and letter of credit against future maintenance obligations for 1 year. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby accepts the dedication of certain sanitary sewer improvements and easements per the inventory letter from Environmental Design Partnership dated April 3rd, 2019, attached, subject to final review of deeds, title insurance, and related transfer documents by the town attorney. A resolution awarding the contract for the Clifton Park Town Hall exterior bid repair project pursuant to General Municipal Law, Section 103. Whereas the Department of Buildings and Grounds received quotes for the repair or replacement of damaged bricks on the exterior of the Town Hall building, and whereas Bishop Beaudry Construction Schenectady submitted a quote in an amount not to exceed $20,800 in response to the request for quotes, And whereas Bishop Beaudry recently concluded a contract for exterior EIFS renovations to Town Hall, and whereas Supervisor of Buildings and Grounds Daniel Clemens recommends that the contract be awarded to Bishop Beaudry as lowest quote, and whereas Bishop Beaudry has demonstrated qualifications and abilities to satisfactorily perform work for the town, now therefore be resolved that the bid for the exterior renovations for the Town Hall building be awarded to Bishop Beaudry Construction, Curry Road, Schenectady, on the basis of bid of their, I'm going to say quote. And the supervisor is authorized to sign the attached contract in an amount not to exceed $20,800, and be further resolved that the controller is authorized to transfer $20,800 from assigned fund balance, and the lines are listed, to offset costs of the work. A resolution authorizing Maria Carson to serve alcoholic beverages at a gathering to be held at Collins Park on August 10, 2019. Whereas Maria Carson is hosting a gathering at Collins Park and has requested permission to serve alcohol in the form of beer and wine at the event, and whereas Maria Carson has submitted a permit application for use of the pavilion at Collins Park on April 10, 2019 from 1 to 5 p.m. for a gathering, now therefore be it resolved that Maria Carson, 23 Shadowwood Way, Boston Lake, is hereby authorized to serve beer and wine at a gathering to be held at Collins Park on August 10, 2019 from 1 to 5 p.m. A resolution authorizing Jennifer Michaels to serve alcoholic beverages at a gathering to be held at Collins Park on July 27, 2019. Whereas Jennifer Michaels is hosting a gathering at Collins Park and has requested permission to serve alcohol in the form of beer and wine at the event, and whereas Jennifer Michaels has submitted a permit application for use of the pavilion at Collins Park on July 27, 2019 from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. for a gathering, now therefore be it resolved that Jennifer Michaels, Sandy Point Drive, Clifton Park, is hereby authorized to serve beer and wine at a gathering to be held at Collins Park on July 27, 2019 from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. A resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign a lease agreement with Shenandoah Central School District for school buses to be used for full day and half-day camp field trip. Whereas the town of Clifton Park, the lessee, operates a summer recreation program from July 1st, 2019 through August 23rd, 2019. And whereas many program activities involve transporting students to other locations, and whereas Shenandoah Central School District, the lessor, owns certain school buses which are not needed for transportation of students during the school break periods, and whereas the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Community Affairs desires to lease certain school buses to be used to transport participants in connection with program activities, now therefore be resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to sign the attached lease agreement with the Shenandoah Central School District for the lease of school buses to be used for full-day and half-day camp field trips, cost to include rental field fee, $2.10 per driven mile, and $32.35 per hour for all hours the bus driver is on duty, to be paid from summer rec day camp expenses and summer rec full-day camp expenses. A resolution authorizing the residents of the cul-de-sac of Glenwood Drive and Country Knoll subdivision to conduct a block party on September 14, 2019. Whereas the residents of the Country Knoll subdivision plan to conduct a block party within the subdivision on September 14th from 12 noon to 10 p.m. and have requested permission to use the cul-de-sac of Glenwood Drive to Morningside Drive for their party activities. Now therefore be resolved that the town highway superintendent recommends that the request be approved for the use of a portion of Glenwood Drive, September 14, 2019, from 12 p.m. to 1 till 10 p.m. to be used for party activities, so long as these activities do not block off the streets and make sure emergency vehicles can gain access to the street if needed. And be it further resolved that the residents shall be responsible for all cleanup activities on town property or on the street right-of-way resulting from the social activity, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be sent to the applicable fire department, the ambulance corps, the sheriff's department, and the state police. I think that's it.
And Pat?
That's it.
All right. Any questions on the resolutions? Okay, Pat, if you could read the headings and we'll consider each one individually.
Resolution number 168 of 2019, a resolution ratifying a memorandum of agreement with the Civil Service Employees Association, Inc., Local 1000 AFL-CIO, representing Town of Clifton Park General Unit of Saratoga County, Local 846.
Moved by Mr. Wetland, second by Mrs. Standart. This agreement mirrors the same agreement and contract that we recently approved with the Highway Department unit of CSEA. We have two separate CSEA units that we bargained with here at the town of Clifton Park. So this too is a 3-year contract, raises of 2, 2.5, and 3% in each year as it progresses. And there were some, and like I said, it mirrors the highway department agreement, where there is some changes in the co-pays and total out-of-pocket maximums, but all in all, still a very, very fair agreement, I believe, for both sides. Anything that you want to say, Marty?
Thank you for your time and thank you for working with us.
Okay, very good. Any discussion? Okay, Pat?
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standart?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz? Supervisor Barry?
Yes.
Resolution number 169 of 2019, a resolution hiring water safety instructors for the Clifton Park Link Swim Program.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mrs. Standard, second by Ms. Walwitt. So, today the camp started, swim lessons, it's a big day. A lot of programs started today to service many kids in our community, whether it's providing a fun, safe, and exciting summer of camp or learning how to swim. So very excited about getting these programs started. We have several instructors that are being hired to carry out those duties. Any discussion? Okay, Ben?
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standart?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz? Supervisor Barry?
Yes.
Resolution number 170, 2019, a resolution authorizing change order number 1 and number 2 to contract number 1 with Bishop Beaudry for EIFS repairs to the exterior of Town Hall.
So moved. Moved by Ms. Walowitz, second by Mr. Whalen. Dan?
Yeah, when they got up there, the masons started working on the EIFS, which is Exterior Insulation Finishing System, that's the acronym. They were going through and doing repairs that were part of the original bid. They found some more areas that were deteriorating once they got into it and started doing it. And walked around and looked at it and showed them, and they're all part of the oldest part of the building. So it's not a surprise that weather's been beating on this stuff for 70 years, and it's about time to fix it up.
Yeah, so what did you see when they took you to these various locations?
Well, the spots, they were, the EIFS, the styrofoam part of it was coming right off the building. You could reach up there and put your hand almost like right through it. It turned into powder because the cement coating on the outside had just worn away. So the water was getting right through, and it ruined, it destroyed the foam.
Yeah.
And got to the fiberglass in some spots. You just grab it and pull it off with your fingers pretty easily off the building. So you were getting some water leaking into the building because of it.
Okay, good. All right, so very good. And this is in addition to the work that was done on the other side of the building.
Correct.
And we probably got what, a quarter of the building painted at this point?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, 25%, 30% maybe if we're lucky.
Yeah, so, but we have a new color, going to a more modern gray.
Oh, I thought it was beige.
Oh, no. The new color? No, that's clearly a gray patch. Where do you get beige from?
Wishful thinking.
Oh, gee. No, we had beige. We need to go with something different. All right, any discussion? Right, Jim? Any discussion? Get back.
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standart?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barry?
Supervisor Page. Yes.
Resolution number 171 of 2019, a resolution authorizing personnel from the building department to attend the annual conference necessary to complete New York State requirements of our code enforcement officers in 2019.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Standard, second by Mr. Whalen. Steve?
Just last person that had to go to conference to get his credentials upgraded, so just finishing that up.
Very good. We had a recent departure, Derek Miller, after over 30 years of working here at the town, has decided to retire, so we certainly wish him well. We also had a long-time Highway Department employee retire, Mr. Ed Krawicki. Again, over 30 years working with the town, so we wish him well and wish them well, and whatever the next step is, whether it's employment or strictly R&R. Pat?
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz? Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 172 of 2019, a resolution accepting dedication of sewer systems from the Dwaskill Fen subdivision along a portion of Pierce Road.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Romano, second by Ms. Wallowit. This is the Smile Lodge properties. Incredible operation. The Smile Lodge is servicing many kids and families, many of which cannot afford dental coverage and a lot of the dental work that is needed, but the owners of the Smile Lodge believe it's important to serve everybody, and they have an incredible operation. And this is along Pierce Road, but it is part of the sewer system that the town owns. It was abandoned to us. It was the former CK sanitary system, which, as we all know, is a very large system, and this is a part of it. So that's why the town is involved in accepting the dedication of this sewer improvement. Any discussion? Okay, Pat?
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 173 of 2019, a resolution awarding the contract for the Clifton Park Town Hall exterior brick repair project pursuant to General Municipal Law, Section 103.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Standard, second by Mr. Whalen. Dan?
Yeah, this is mostly on the south face of the town hall. Again, probably from around 1972, the brickwork was done. And we're going to be taking all of the bricks that have been deteriorated from basically winter weather and salt use and stuff like that has kind of broken it all down. We're going to be pulling out the bad bricks, replacing them with new bricks, all the way from like the front corner of this, right through the front of the town hall, around the corner by Parks and Recreation. Town clerk's entrance is pretty bad. There's a large hole where there's a, I think it was a big air conditioner when the state police were actually here in town hall. It just still has a board over it, so we're going to put some bricks in there. And then right out in front, there are two sections that are full of stone. We've tried to put plants in over the years, and nothing takes that south face of heat. So we're going to be filling that in with concrete to match the sidewalk, so it's a nice solid look all the way across the front of the building.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a good idea. So Dan and I were looking at the building in the last several weeks and noticed along in front of the clerk's office too, as you wrap around the building, and gosh knows we can't have the people seeing that as they walk into the clerk's office. So, that's just absolutely not going to happen. So that's why we're making these. So while we were doing that, Pat, we figured we'd touch up some other areas too. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to be very
What
nice.
color are the bricks?
I think the bricks are beige, actually. Did we select the color yet?
Yeah, they're going to match the existing beige bricks.
Oh, good. All right, good. As long as they're beige.
Yes, sir.
Can we get it to match the now former color of the exterior of the building?
I think we probably could.
All right, good. If we can do that, that'd be perfect. All right, so we have three bids here, and based on, maybe it's because they're already mobilized here, I don't know, but very good pricing from Bishop Bossier.
Yes, indeed.
Pat?
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 174 of 2019, resolution authorizing Maria Carson to serve alcoholic beverages at a gathering to be held at Collins Park on August 10th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Wallowitz, second by Mr. Whalen. Discussion. Okay, Pat?
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 175 of 2019, a resolution authorizing Jennifer Michaels to serve alcoholic beverages at the gathering to be held at Collins Park on July 27th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Standard, second by Mr. Whalen. Discussion.
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 176 of 2019, a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign a lease agreement with the Shenandoah Central School District for school buses to be used for full-day and half-day camp field trips.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Standard, second by Ms. Wallowit. We have several road trips, I call them, for the full-day campers, and this year will be no exception. So anything to add here, Milo?
No, our first field trip is on Wednesday, where full-day camp will be going to the New York State Museum.
Nice.
We have some new trips.
Yeah, what are the other trips this year?
We have Fun Spot is new,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna remember the name of it. It's a climbing place.
Okay, climbing place.
Rock Sport.
Rocksport.
Rock Sport.
That's right.
There we go. If I close my eyes, it helps me concentrate. And a lot of the same ones that we've gone to before. We have the Valley Cats is a big one. All
Right.
the full day and the half day camps go there.
Go to see a movie one day.
Yeah, full
Yeah.
day. Full day has a packed schedule.
Yeah.
And for half days, well, I think we have one more bus trip than we usually have. So the kids are really excited. We're getting a lot of sign-ups for those as well.
Good.
Yeah, and camp, as you mentioned, camp started today.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
Yeah, beautiful day too. Beautiful day. All right, great. Pat?
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barry?
Yes.
And resolution number 177 of 2019, a resolution authorizing the residents of the cul-de-sac of Glenwood Drive in the Country Knoll subdivision to conduct a block party on September 14, 2019.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Standard, second by Ms. Wallowit. Discussion.
Councilman Whalen?
Yes.
Councilman Standard?
Yes.
Councilman Romano?
Yes.
Councilman Walowitz?
Yes.
Supervisor Barry?
Yes, any other business to come before the board this evening? Seeing none, we'll go to public privilege. If you'd like to speak on a town matter, please raise your hand. We'll ask that you come forward. State your name and address for the record, and please keep it to 5 minutes or less. Any takers? John, Pam? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second by Mr. Whalen.
Councilman Whalen? Councilman Standard? Councilman Romano? Councilman Walowitz? Supervisor Barry?
Yes, see everybody on Thursday.